It's Sunday morning. Welcome to Inside the Show. Starting in the American League Central, the Royals had 12 hits as a team as they got the extra innings win over the White Sox 5-3. CC Sabathia pitched well, earning his 9th win of the season, leading the Yankees past the Indians 5-4. The Twins swung it well with 15 hits in the game as they destroyed the Rays 11-3. George Springer picked up 3 base knocks in the ballgame, helping the Astros get by the Tigers 2-1. The Red Sox totaled 11 hits as they took down the visiting Blue Jays 5-4. The Baltimore Orioles grabbed 13 hits in the game as they were winners over the visiting Rangers 6-2. Daniel Winkler collected win number 3 this year as Atlanta got past the Diamondbacks 2-1. Combined for 10 hits as a team as they took down the Fish in Miami 5-2. The Metropolitans racked up 11 hits as a team as they bested the visiting Nats 4-2. The Pirates held the opposition at bay with only 4 hits as they got the best of the Brewers at home 3-1. The Cardinals got 11 hits overall as they grabbed the win against the visiting Reds 7-4. The Rockies allowed only 5 hits as a staff as they took down the visiting Mariners 4-3. The Angels combined to give up just 5 hits as they pushed past the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine 6-2. Eric Hosmer was a major force at the plate, driving in 4 as the Friars bested the Cubs 4-3. Sean Manaea grabbed the victory, his 4th of the year, as the Athletics took care of their Cross Bay rival Giants 1-0. And that's the show. Thanks for listening in. I'll be back tomorrow with more news and updates from around the majors.
And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. The Kansas City Royals are looking to wrap this thing up, but with a one-run lead and the middle of the order due up, this thing is by no means over. 0-1 the count. One-run game here in the top of the ninth. Windup and the 0-2 pitch. And this will ricochet off of him on the mound. And they'll have no play as he reaches first base safely.
You know, they say pitching is about location, location, location. First two pitches into that at bat really good. Mark, the third one, not so much.
You know, that's where the game's changed, Dan. You used to see 0-2 and guys would almost throw one to the backstop, waste a pitch, bounce something. Not the case in today's game. Guys are going right after you, but he definitely missed his spot right there.
First offering on its way. Comes right after him with a fastball for a strike.
Hey, that's got to throw the batter's game plan off a little bit. He thinks sinker's coming. Double play situation. He gets the ordinary fastball. He's got to be thinking what's coming next.
A fastball that he's way out in front of. A swing and a miss.
This is what every pitcher likes to have. Another 0-2 count really puts the hitters on the defensive side in multiple ways. You can go fastball up. You can go breaking ball down. One of the keys, getting ahead, and he's done a very good job of that so far.
Got him swinging on the fastball there. Miguel Sano retired, and now they're down to their final out in this one.
That's a big strikeout there with the tying run over at first base. Now, with 2 outs, it becomes a lot more difficult to manufacture that guy home. Probably need a ball in the gap to give him a chance.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Down the first baseline. But a foul ball here. 0-1. Dozier is off at first with 2 away. And that's inside off the plate with the fastball. It's 1-1.
That's not an easy pitch to do anything with, right? 96 miles an hour in on the hands. You almost have to be looking for that pitch to be able to do anything with that.
And this is swung on and missed. So now they find themselves down to their final strike tonight. Final strike for the Twins. And he struck him out for out number 3. So that'll wrap things up here as they leave the possible tying run stranded at first.
Wow, that's a rarity. A 1-0 game in baseball these days. Both of these pitchers pitched awfully well. It's a shame one of them had to lose this game.
And that 1 run held up tonight. 1-0 the final. Kansas City took the lead in the 4th and held on until the end. Danny Duffy earns his 6th winning decision in this one. Jose Barrios is settled with the loss after giving up only 1 earned. Brandon Maurer hammers down the save, his 15th of the campaign. So that'll just about do it. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. The Kansas City Royals are trying to hold their one-run lead here in the ninth, but that's very much hanging in the balance with the tying run in scoring position. High in the air down the right field line. But this will wind up being a foul ball. Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery. Very weakly on the ground. And now this crowd, announced at around 33,000, come to their feet. Final strike for the Twins. Struck him out, so he'll strand the possible tying run at second, and a great job of working out of trouble as this ball game is over.
Yeah, and they just keep on keeping on. Got a nice little run going here, winning 4 in a row and playing with a lot of confidence. Success is never guaranteed in this game, so you have to appreciate it when it comes.
And tonight's one-run game comes to an end, 6-5 the final. The Kansas City Royals took the lead in the second inning and rode that until the very end. Nate Carnes earns his 5th winner of the year. Lance Lynn struggled and gets the loss after giving up 6 earned. So that's a wrap here tonight. For Mark DeRosa, Dan.
It's Monday morning and welcome to Inside the Show. In the AL Central, the Kansas City Royals finished off a 3-game sweep as they grabbed the win over the visiting Twins 9-5. They now have 5 straight wins. At the start of the day, the Royals sit in 4th place in the American League Central Division, while the Twins are 3rd in the division.
We'd like to welcome those of you just tuning in on the show. You're joining us at a great time. Mike Moustakas bats here with an 11-game hitting streak on the line. No hits yet, so a bit of pressure on him in this at-bat. From the stretch. Ball chopped foul right at home plate, and it's 0-1. The 0-1. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Meadows has to roam straight back, but he has it for the first out. 8th inning from Yankee Stadium. Yankees on top in this one at home as you get a look at the line score.
It's always nice to give your fans at home something to cheer about, and they definitely did that right here, coming through with a big win at home.
And the score finishes 4-1 today. The New York Yankees jumped out to an early lead in the first and never looked back. Aaron Nola gets to double digits with his 10th win of the year. So that's it for us this afternoon. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, log on to theshownation.com.
The trade deadline has come and gone. Here's a recap of what happened on and off the field yesterday. Starting in the American League Central, the Royals knocked out 10 hits as a team as they beat the White Sox on the south side 5-1. Matt Boyd was victorious for the 5th time this season as the Tigers were victorious over the Reds 5-1. The Cleveland Indians picked up 14 hits in total as they stole a victory in extra innings over the Twins 4-3. The Orioles combined to allow only 4 hits as they took down the Yankees in the Bronx 5-1. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim smacked 15 team hits as they destroyed the Rays 10-2. Chris Sale tossed a dominating complete game shutout as the Red Sox pushed past the Phillies 5-0. He is among the AL leaders in wins. Josh Donaldson picked up 3 base knocks in the ballgame, leading the Blue Jays past the A's 5-3. He is currently among the AL leaders in on-base percentage. Chris Davinsky collected his 8th win overall as the Astros disposed of the Mariners 5-2. Monty Harrison plated 3 runs on the day as the Marlins took care of Atlanta 3-0.
And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. Salvador Perez is at the plate here, having already gone deep twice in this one. Maybe we'll see number 3 here. Line toward the alley in left center. And he will make the play out there, and there are 2 away now. A 9-0 shutout final in this ball game. The Royals took the lead in the 2nd inning and rode that until the very end. Nate Carnes earns his 6th winning decision in this one, so that'll put a wrap on things here. We'd like to welcome those of you just tuning in on the show. You're joining us at a great time. The Kansas City Royals are trying to hold their 1-run lead here in the 9th, but that's very much hanging in the balance with the tying run in scoring position. Hit out toward second. Merrifield scoops it up. Escobar back to first. A double play. And they will strand the possible tying run at second. This ball game is over.
Yeah, and they end this thing with style, turning that double play to preserve the win. That's what we call finishing strong.
A 1-run game this afternoon, 3-2 the final finish. Kansas City took the lead in the 2nd inning and rode that until the very end. Danny Duffy earns his 8th victory of the season. Brandon Maurer earns the save out of the bullpen, his 17th on the year. So that just about does it. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac. And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. The Kansas City Royals are trying to hold their one-run lead here in the ninth, but that's very much hanging in the balance with the tying run in scoring position. Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery. Fastball in there for a called strike. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. And this will be a called strike 2. And trouble now as they're down to their final strike tonight.
Sometimes guys get a little less aggressive pitching with a couple of runners on base, but not here. That was 2 good fastballs to take control of the bat and get the count to 0-2.
Now this crowd of 36,000 plus come to their feet. Popped him up. And no one can get there. It's a foul ball. The Cubs are down to their final strike here. This is on the ground over to first. And a step on first for the out, and the ball game is over.
4 wins in a row for these guys, and I'm sure they're feeling pretty good about themselves. We'll see how long they can keep this up.
And it's a 4-3 finish in this evening's ball game. The Kansas City Royals hosted a 3-run first to propel them to the win. Clay Buchholz earns his 5th winner of the year. Brandon Maurer records the save, 19th of the campaign. So that'll just about do it. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. For more, don't forget to check out theshownation.com.
Our final line score tonight. First for the
And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. Alex Gordon is at the plate here, having already gone deep twice in this one. Maybe we'll see number 3 here. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Oh, and he got a pitch to handle as this ball is hit high in the air and deep. And folks, this ball game is tied. A solo shot here to straightaway right field as we are all tied at 5.
Well, you have a great night in hockey. You score 3 goals, and that's a hat trick. But how about hitting 3 home runs in one night? That's the baseball equivalent of a hat trick.
Here's Randall Grichuk, career line against Grimm. He's 0 for 4. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Pulls this one in the air out to left. Going after it is Gordon. He makes the running play. 2 down. Guys, time to recognize the man who really stood out this afternoon, and there he is, Alex Gordon. Talk about a worthy recipient. He's our tops player of the game.
Yeah, he certainly was a big part of this victory. Picked up 4 RBIs in the game, so it's safe to say that he came through when they needed him to.
our
And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. Lucas Duda may be looking to go deep here as he and his team trail by 1 here in the 9th. First pitch on its way. He turns on it and sends it deep down the line in right. But this one will bend foul. Had plenty of distance, though, as it landed in the upper deck. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And he fouls this one off. Two out, nobody on. KC down to their final strike in this one. Taken high and deep to right. Richard looks up. That one is out of here. This game is tied. A solo shot here to straightaway right field, as incredibly we are all tied. Here's the catcher, Salvador Perez. And on the first pitch, he hits it in the air to right. Richard coming in. He makes the catch, and we are headed to extra innings. But disaster has already struck here in the bottom of inning number 9 as 2 runs come across, and they'll have to work a little longer to try and pull this one out on the road. 9 can't decide a winner. We'll move ahead to the 10th, and we are tied 9-9.
Leading off for Toronto.
Here's Kendrys Morales, the head-to-head line with Blaine Boyer. He's 0 for 4. The windup and the 0-1. Now a ball grounded foul over toward the coaching box. Fastball swung on and missed as they set him down for the second time here tonight.
The right fielder, number 15, Randall.
Ready once again, Randall Grichuk. He flew out in his last at-bat. First delivery to him on the way. Takes this the other way to right, and that's into the outfield for a 1-out base hit.
That's got to be frustrating for the pitcher right there. He's well aware of who's having great seasons and who's having the tough seasons at the plate for the opposition. This guy put him in the tough season bucket, and he just gave up a knock to him.
Here's Steve Pearce now, as he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty. It's strike 1. The 0-1. A swing and a miss just out in front of that fastball. Possible go-ahead runs on first, 1 away. Bouncer up the middle. He'll go to the bag for 1, but he'll put this in his pocket and be content with just the 1 out.
After fielding this one cleanly, you see he tries to take it himself at second base, but they just can't turn the double play.
Now time is called, and we'll have a pinch runner at first, and that'll be a wise decision as he's the potential go-ahead run. Ready for another shot now. Yonhervis Solarte. There are two gone and the possible go-ahead run at first. Here's a high pop-up. Duda is under it. He makes the play, and that'll end the inning. One left for Toronto. Our score remains tied at 9 apiece. Teoscar Hernandez will stay in the ballgame now and take over in left field.
Now playing left field, number 37.
In is Jorge Soler. It was a flyout for him in his last trip.
Listen, it's not easy coming back off of closers, but this guy hasn't been super dependable so far this season, and he's blown several saves up to this point.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Hit on the ground to third. And there's one down now. And that'll bring up the Brazilian-born Paulo Orlando. It was an RBI single for him in his last plate appearance. Alex Gordon will move into the on-deck circle now to try to get something started here with one gone in the inning.
Gordon.
Gordon is a guy some would regard as a defense-first type of player. He excels in the field and really makes an impact on games with his glove. At the plate, however, not quite as much of a threat.
Yeah, but a guy with a defensive-minded skill set like this can play in the big leagues a long time. You can find ways to score runs, find ways to put the bat on the ball. You can't find guys that play defense the way he does.
Driven to right field and deep. Richard looking up, and that ball is gone. Santa Maria, game over. A solo shot here to straightaway right field, and none bigger than that one as this ball game is over.
Hey, when you get to extra innings, you're looking to piece together a rally or scratch any runs you can across the plate. But he says, hey, to heck with that. I'm going to do it with one swing of the bat. So a walk-off home run ends this thing in extras. That was fun.
Well, the lineup was clicking for him in this contest, and the man you see there was a major contributor. For that, he's the top player of the game.
Well, he blasted a couple of balls over the wall in this one, really put the guys on his back and carried him to the victory.
And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. Alex Gordon bats here with the game on the line in the ninth. Tying run stands in scoring position, so a base hit here could even things up. From the stretch, here's the pitch. high in the air into shallow left center. Tilson moving forward. He's got it one away. So stepping in, Alcides Escobar, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Garcia is there, and he brings it in for the second out of the inning.
The catcher, number 9, Drew Butera.
Digging in once again, Drew Butera. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery. On the ground to the left side. And that's through into left, a base hit. Now the relay home. And he is out at the plate. He tried in vain to score the tying run. And this place is going crazy. The ball game is over. This evening's game. And good evening to those of you just joining us on this show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. Mike Moustakas may be looking to go deep here as he and his team trail by 1 here in the 9th. Open stance by Moustakas, and now the pitch. And he's in front of a tight little slider that time. Here's the 0-1. Tried to crush that ball, and now perhaps needs to shorten up with 2 strikes. The 0-2 delivery. Big swing, and this one's launched to right field and deep. And a big sigh of relief on the mound as that nearly tied it, but this ball is foul. Smoked, but right into the ship. And a diving effort there, but it'll come up empty. It's a base hit.
You can't ask for anything more than getting a leadoff man on right there. It brings the go-ahead run to the plate. He's in position to do some damage. It'd be interesting to see how the manager plays this man.
Here's Lucas Duda now. He'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. He'll be looking for something he could drive into the gap and drive home that tying run from first. Comes set and the 0-1. He turns on it and sends it deep down the line and right. And that's going to wind up hooking just a bit foul, so a missed opportunity there.
You pull a fastball like that, you got to tell yourself to slow it down a little bit, play more gap to gap, and keep that front shoulder square, pointed towards the pitcher. That'll keep everything on plane.
The next 0-2. Pulled toward right center field. Kiermaier's got a read on it. 1 down. Riding in once again, Salvador Perez. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. First delivery to him on the way. Hard hit at third. And that gets through for a one-out base hit.
He wasn't letting that one go. Jumped on the first pitch right there and drove it into the outfield for a base hit.
In is Jorge Soler, as he tries to go out and get the slider, but it's not there. It's strike one. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Swing and a miss on the slider, and he's quickly behind 0-2. So back-to-back sliders for strikes. Does he come back with yet another?
Normally not a good pitching plan to throw the same hitter the same pitch 3 times in a row, but both of those sliders back-to-back were so good, I might just go ahead and try to throw another one.
And here's a swing and a miss, and that, folks, is a big out number 2. Didn't look to me like that was much of a protect swing with 2 strikes.
No, he was trying to go yard, 2 strikes or not. Kind of looks bad if you strike out like he did, though. I'm sure his manager would have liked for him to focus on getting on base.
Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery. And this one's tapped foul at home plate. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. And he'll just get a piece here as this is chopped foul at home plate. Not the largest crowd ever, but they're on their feet. Hit back up the middle. Backhanded. And they will get the force, and a tough way to end it here as this ball game is over.
Excellent work putting the finishing touches on this one. Picking up save number 30 now on the year. Nice job from him.
And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. The Kansas City Royals are trying to hold their 1-run lead here in the 9th, but that's very much hanging in the balance with the tying run in scoring position. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Fouled away. Tying and winning runs on base here with one big out. Grounded to first. Ashie's there. There's one. But they won't get 2 as he beats the relay to first.
Took a pretty long time for the shortstop to receive the ball that time. So that gave the runner plenty of time to bear down on him and take him out. Hopefully everyone's okay down there.
Digging in to try it again, Adeiny Echeverria, as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at third. Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery. Now a swing and a ground ball. This should do it. Escobar fields it cleanly, and they will get the force, and a tough way to end it here as this ball game is over.
Well, there's no doubt they've looked pretty inept the last 5 games. but they got the monkey off their back here with the win and are hoping to build on that now.
And tonight's one-run game comes to an end, 6-5 the final. The Royals came through and it mattered in the 9th on the way to the win. Brian Flynn earns his 3rd win of the year in relief. Brandon Maurer closes the door for the save, his 21st of the year. So that's a wrap for us here tonight. For my partners in the booth, Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, and our we'd like to welcome those of you just tuning in on the show. You're joining us at a great time. The Kansas City Royals are batting here in the bottom of the inning, looking to send these fans home happy with a walk-off win. First pitch coming. Here it is. Hit hard towards second. A dive, and he knocks it down. And not really much of a chance to recover there as he'll reach first on what undoubtedly will be scored as an infield single.
I know he didn't smoke that one from the offensive standpoint, but you know what? A knock's a knock, especially to lead off an inning. Game tied, and it's getting late. That could prove to be pivotal.
Here's the first pitch. High in the air out to center field. Cameron is there. Looks it into his glove, and there's one gone.
Now batting, designated hitter, Jorge Soler.
Ready for another chance. Jorge Soler has got a chance to end this one and send these fans home happy if he can get a ball deep enough into the gap. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a hot shot toward third. And he might have done it. Can they score that runner from first? Oh, and the throw back in is a wild one. And the winning run will stop at third as it's now second and third with an open base over there at first.
Not really much the pitcher can do about that one. He put the ball down in the zone where he wanted it, but it was just a solid piece of hitting. Goes down and gets it and pulls it into the corner for extra bases.
Yeah, as you know, Dan, sometimes the hitter just wins. Stepping in and ready for another shot, Salvador Perez. He's looking to bring home the winning run from third. And it looks as though the decision makers in the dugout will give him a free pass to first, so the bases are loaded here on the intentional walk, and the force play is now in order. And that'll bring up the Brazilian-born Paulo Orlando. He's gone hitless to this point.
Not a great game up to this point, but none of that would matter if he could come through right here. A chance to be the hero.
Here's the first pitch. Swing and a fly ball, but shallow. And that's not going to do it. Castellanos has it, and I'd be surprised if they send the runner. Here's the left fielder, Alex Gordon. Not much in the way of productivity from him so far, but he's got a chance to come through here in a crucial spot.
Yeah, it's time now that he has to put the rest of those bats behind it, because none of that matters if he can clutch up when it really counts.
And he has delivered one of the biggest at-bats of the afternoon as he cashes in with a base hit. And they're going to walk off with a 4-3 victory.
Always great when a game really comes down to the ninth inning like it did here. They had a chance to walk it off and send their fans home happy, and that's exactly what they did. Lots of smiles around here right now.
In a close game like this, you look for that one guy who produced when it mattered most, and this is the guy. He's our top player. And a welcome to those of you just joining us today on MLB Network. You've come to us at the right time. The Kansas City Royals are looking to wrap this thing up, but with a one-run lead and the middle of the order due up, this thing is by no means over. Orlando is there to make the catch, and that's a big out, number one.
First baseman, number 10,
Edwin Encarnacion now. His day at the plate hasn't amounted to much, 0 for 4, but this is a great opportunity to make amends.
Well, when your team really needs you, like they need it right here, you have to be able to put your personal struggles out of your mind. Right now is all that matters.
First delivery to him on the way. Fastball, and he swings through it to fall behind. The lifetime numbers for him against Brandon Maurer. He's 2 for 4. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. To short. To second for 1. Back to first. It's a double play right when he needed it, and this ball game is over.
Yeah, and they end this thing with style, turning that double play to preserve the win. That's what we call finishing strong.
Pitching and defense game 2-1, the final score this afternoon. The Kansas City Royals used a nice
Hello there, baseball fans. Let's recap what went down around the league on Monday. Starting in the American League Central, Nate Carnes got the win, number 7 thus far, as the Royals got the victory over the Indians 2-1. Carlos Carrasco took the loss on the mound despite punching out an impressive 15 batters. His ERA is currently in the top 5 in the American League. In more news from Kansas City, starting pitcher Jake Junis has been recalled to the major leagues from AAA. As of today, the Indians are leading the Central Division. They hold a dominant 9.5 game advantage. And the Royals are 4th in the division, 20 games out of 1st. The Tigers hit 3 long balls as they got the extra innings win over the White Sox 7-6. As of right now, the White Sox sit in last place in the American League Central Division. They're over 20 games out of 1st, while the Tigers are 2nd in the division, 9.5 games behind 1st. The Houston Astros put together 10 total hits as they grabbed the win over the visiting Twins 6-5. Entering the day's action, the Astros are in 1st place in the AL West. They are more than 10 games ahead of 2nd, while the Twins sit in 3rd place in the American League Central. They're 17.5 games out of 1st. Danny Espinosa added 3 RBIs to his total as Toronto took care of the Rays 4-3. At the start of the day, the Blue Jays sit in 3rd place in the American League East.
And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. Danny Duffy is back on the mound to start the 8th. He's been dealing to this point as he tries to keep this shutout effort going. He's set, and the pitch. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. This is foul for the first strike. Again, another foul ball. Oh, 0-2, here it comes. Now the fastball is right by him as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning. So here's Joe Mauer, 4th trip to the plate now, and he's hitless to this point.
Yeah, he and his teammates have really been shut down by some very good pitching in this one. Been fun for a guy like me to watch. Hey, this guy's pitching pretty well as we're rolling into the late innings. It's interesting, though, his first pitch strike percentage, less than 40% so far in this one.
Here comes the 0-1. And a swing by Mauer, but they got him out in front as this is going to find the seats in right, a foul ball. Garver on second. Galvis is over at first with 1 away. Now the 0-2 pitch. Tapper up the line, but it gets foul. Oh, and he can't catch up to the fastball as he swings and misses for the second out.
It's been a really rough day for this lineup. There's really no other way to say it. Not a lot of good scoring opportunities, and when they've had them, like right now, it's just been an uphill battle for them to make anything positive happen.
Here's Brian Dozier now. Career numbers against Danny Duffy. He's collected 11 hits in 50 at-bats. 7 strikeouts on the stat sheet as well. Trying to hang a 0. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at a first pitch changeup. 0-1. Coming up on the century mark in pitches now through the first 7 2/3.
And he's going to empty the bucket right here. He sees the finish line, Dan, and he's got a chance at this.
Well, there's no doubt about it right now. And what makes it easier, too, from a manager's standpoint right now, you could probably just go to one guy in the bullpen to finish this. A terrific job, 7 2/3 up to this point.
And he'll reach first as they can't make the play on him.
You never want to beat a pitcher that breaks a guy out of a slump, but this guy was too good. You knew it was a matter of time before he started barreling baseballs. That gives him a multi-hit game, and I'm sure he's feeling good about it.
Here's Miguel Sano. No thump out of him in this game so far, as might be expected. He's 0 for 3. Here's the first pitch to him. Swung on and lifted in the air to left center. Orlando's under it. And that's the third out. Twins leave the bases loaded. They won't make a dent in a 6-0 deficit. Back now in the Twin Cities for what remains of this production of Baseball on the Show. Ready for another shot now, Eddie Rosario. And Dan, what's gone wrong for this lineup today? They're only 3 outs away from being shut out.
Boy, you know, I just haven't seen a lot of fight in these at-bats. Now, of course, plenty of credit goes to that pitching, but the effort on the offensive side has been pretty lethargic watching from up here in the booth, Matt.
Yeah, I would imagine it feels the same from watching in the stands in this one. A fastball that he's way out in front of. A swing and a miss.
I mean, this offense has struggled because they haven't been able to make the adjustment. He stayed staunch on the outer half, and these guys have not worked the ball the other way.
Rosario behind with an 0-2 count. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. High in the air down the right field line. And foul. Now another 0-2. Swing and a miss, and that'll get a groan from the home supporters here. 1 away.
He's just ringing up strikeouts left and right, but what's really impressive to me, he hasn't walked anyone either. He's just pounding the zone. His stuff is dirty today.
In now, Logan Morrison. Yes, he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. On the ground and right at the shifted infielders. Throw on to first will get him, and the Twins are now down to their final out. Here's Robbie Grossman. He's their last shot here with 2 away in the ninth as they look to avoid the shutout.
Yeah, Matt, they just haven't had any answer for the great pitching so far in this one.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. The high fastball is in there. On its way, the 0-1 pitch. Good pitch as this is swung on and missed, and now they're down to perhaps their final strike of the evening.
Some guys have no trouble hitting with 2 strikes, and some guys never want to get there. Let's see the approach right here. I'd like to see him shorten up a little bit, maybe choke up and try and work the ball back up the middle the other way.
High in the air out to center field. Orlando's under it. Makes the catch, and that's the ball game.
Yeah, and we knew he was in a groove from the first inning, and he just kept this thing rolling and rolling and rolling. They couldn't get anything going against him. A dominant performance with a complete game shutout.
A 6-0. And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. Paulo Orlando is at the plate here, having already gone deep twice in this one. Maybe we'll see number 3 here. Here comes the first pitch. Now a swing and a deep drive to left. Gone all the way into the upper deck. It's a 2-run shot to straightaway left, his 3rd home run of the ball game, and it's now 6-3.
Well, if you would have told him when he woke up this morning that he was going to hit 3 home runs tonight, he would have thought he was dreaming. Well, it's a dream night, but he's wide awake. Anytime you can win a game, let alone on the road, you have to feel really good about yourself. It's not easy going into that other team's ballpark and coming out with a win, but they did just that.
And tonight's comes to an end, 6-3 the final. The Royals slugged their way to victory with 15 hits. Jake Junis gets the win on the mound, his first of the year. Jose Barrios is charged with number 16 in the loss column this year. Brandon Maurer hammers down the save, his 23rd of the campaign. So that's a wrap here tonight. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, this is Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, find us on Twitter at MLB The Show.
Our final line score tonight. First, for the victorious Kansas City Royals, 6 runs, 15 hits, no errors. They left 4 men on base. For the Twins, 3 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. They left just 1 runner on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 10 minutes. A reminder.
We'd like to welcome those of you just tuning in on the show. You're joining us at a great time. Lucas Duda bats here with an 11-game hitting streak on the line. No hits yet, so a bit of pressure on him in this at-bat. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And he takes a pitch right down the middle.
Tying run stands on deck, but it'll only matter if the guy in the box can get on base.
Yeah, and that has to be his mentality at the plate right now, Matt. He can't be the hero, so he needs to do what he can to give the guy behind him a chance to be the guy.
Takes a high fastball for a strike. The 0-2 home. And here's a slider. Strike 3 called, and that'll be the first out of the inning. There's a look at our line score showing the home-standing Twins on top here in Minneapolis as they look to close this one out.
Well, listen, there's no doubt they were pressing during that 7-game losing streak, but that's behind them now. Now they can play a little bit freer, which is the way this game is supposed to be played anyways.
A one-run finish today, 5-4 the final score. The Twins seal up their 30th win at home on the season. Lance Lynn earns his 8th victory of the season. Raisel Iglesias wraps it up for the save, his 37th of the year. So that's it for us this afternoon. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, log on to theshownation.com.
The final line score for this afternoon's ballgame for the victorious Twins. 5 runs on 9 hits. No errors. They left 2 men on base. Kansas City, 4 runs on 8 hits. No errors. They left 3 men on base. Time of the ballgame, 3 hours and 10 minutes. A reminder, fans, that additional light rail trains on the Hiawatha Line and Central Corridor are available at the Target Field station located beyond right field on 3rd Avenue.
And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. Jake Junis is on the mound here in the 8th, trying to preserve his shutout, but he does find himself in a bit of a jam. From the belt, kicks and deals. Now a swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. Buxton leads off second with nobody out. Hit out towards second. Merrifield brings it in, and the throw to first is in time, 1 gone. A couple of good pitching performances by both clubs here. 3-0 our score as you get a look there at the inning-by-inning recap through the first 7 and change. In there, strike 1.
Guys, I've been really impressed with him tonight. I mean, he's carving these guys up with all of his pitches.
Sliders in for a strike. A man at third with 1 away. The 0-2 delivery. Swing and a miss, and they'll dodge a major bullet that time. 2 away.
That strikeout changes the whole complexion of the inning. He was definitely pitching for it with a runner on third and 1 out, and he got it. Now it's going to take a hit or something like a wild pitch to get that guy home.
Standing in now, Miguel Sano, as he'll take a look at a slider here that misses for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Knee-high slider that he takes a look at.
So he threw the slider darting away to him 2 times in a row. Now I don't think he'll go for it again. I'm looking for something hard inside on this pitch.
Count moves to a ball and 2 strikes now. And he struck him out, his 7th of the ball game, and that ends the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts. Brandon Maurer comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the 9th. Here's the first pitch to him. And we kick off the 9th inning with a swinging strike here, 0-1.
Yeah, Matty, you're seeing a lot of late swings on the fastball tonight because this guy has had everything working. He has them in the proverbial rocking chair.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. A wave and a miss, a tick behind a good fastball.
Two mid-90s fastballs right there that he doesn't seem to think he can catch up to. I wouldn't be shocked if he came right at him again with another good one.
And the pitch. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and there's the first out here in the ninth. Digging in once again, Logan Morrison. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. Swing and a liner, but foul. Bases are empty, one man out. And right into the shift. This will wind up a foul ball, strike two. As anticipated, here's a ground ball now to the right side. Merrifield picks it up, and they will not get him at first as he's able to leg out the throw. Riding in once again, Eddie Rosario. No hits in 3 tries so far. He struck out once. Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes. Crowds him a bit with a fastball there, and it's to 1-1. Morrison, base runner at first with 1 out. Grounded back up the middle, and there's his first base hit in this one.
Hey, this might be their best opportunity to at least get on the board. They've been struggling offensively, and they find themselves with 2 runners on board. Let's see if they can continue it.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Freddie Galvis. And Dan, what's the plan of attack here for the guy on the mound?
Well, I think they have to go right after him. He's pretty unlikely to take you deep, but if you allow him to get on base, the chances of him scoring and tying this game become a lot greater.
According to the career numbers on the back of his baseball card, Galvis hits in the 240s, so there's room for improvement in that regard.
You know, Matty, I know his career batting average jumps off at the page, but this guy can help a roster in a lot of different ways. He brings value to the manager on a daily basis.
Runners are at first and second with 1 away. And a fastball swung on and missed as they set him down for the 2nd time here tonight.
Well, his struggles continue. It's been a rough go of it at the plate with him, and watching this at-bat, it's clear to me that his rhythm and timing, they're just all off. Even as a pitcher like I was, you can tell these things and exploit them.
Looking to wiggle out of this. Here it is. A little tardy there. No balls and a strike. Set. Here's the 0-1. Left side. Throw won't be in time as he reaches it first.
Hey, this game is close right here, but I'll take you inside the mindset even if it was a blowout. I know the team's down to their final out, but you'll be hard-pressed to ever find an offensive player give away an AB. Nice infield single right there to keep the line moving.
Bases are loaded here, 2 down. And now this crowd of around 24,000 supporters come to their feet. And he struck him out for out number 3. So that'll wrap things up here as they leave the possible tying run stranded at first. And tonight's ends as a And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. Tyler Cuthbert has gone hitless so far in this one, but he's got another opportunity here to extend his 10-game hitting streak. First pitch on its way. On a line to shortstop, but the runner is back in time to avoid the double play. Here now is Tyler Cuthbert. He's hitless coming into this at-bat, so the hit streak he's been riding is on the line here.
Yeah, he's up in the double digits with it. You know, he wants to keep it going as long as possible, but this very well could be the one.
And I believe your tying run's going to be in scoring position right away as this is down for extra bases. Not in time, and he's in there with a double. So he waited till the 9th inning, but he comes through here to extend the hit streak. That was close.
Yeah, Matty B, you see that wry smile of him coming out of the box right there. He knew what was on the line. He'd be lying if he didn't.
There's a lot of pressure on you because you're walking into that batter's box thinking, I have a nice streak going, and this is more than likely going to be my last AB. He comes through in the clutch. The closer is supposed to slam the door on his opponent, but he left the door wide open with a walk there. We'll see if they can capitalize on it.
Now batting.
So striding in, Cody Ashe, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. Soft liner to the right side, but this is speared by the first baseman. Digging in and looking for more, Alcides Escobar. And we'll see what he can do with the tying run at second, the potential winning run at first with one away. Here it is, the 3-0. And he misses ball 4. So now that potential tying run scoots up 90 feet to third base. And now time will be called here as you see the pitching coach making his way out to the mound to pay a quick visit. Ready once again, Drew Butera, as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at third. Swinging a looper to left. Rosario coming on. He makes the play. Really had to hustle to get to that one. 2 gone now. With Merrifield next to hit. His day at the plate hasn't amounted to much, 0 for 4, but this is a great opportunity to make amends.
Well, when your team really needs you, like they need it right here.
Struck him out, so a great job of working out a certain danger as he strands the possible tying and winning runs on base, and the ball game is over. And it's a 4-3 finish in this evening's ball game. The Minnesota Twins came through when it mattered. We'd like to welcome those of you just tuning in on the show. You're joining us at a great time. Chesler Cuthbert bats here with an 11-game hitting streak on the line. No hits yet, so a bit of pressure on him in this at-bat. And he'll lay out to make a spectacular catch. Wow.
Boy, that would look like a cinch. Well, just an excellent job right here closing this one out. He just collected.
And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. Jorge Soler bats here with the game on the line in the ninth. Tying run stands in scoring position, so a base hit here could even things up. And that's through into right field for a base hit. Throw comes in quickly now, so that tying run will be forced to hold on at third here, still with only one away. George Cantos answers the call from dugout as he'll try to record the final 2 outs of this one. Paulo Orlando will be the first to greet him here, as he'll do so with runners at the corners and only 1 out. First pitch on its way. Oh, and a hearty cut there to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. 1 out with the possible tying and go-ahead runs on base here. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Hit out towards second. And this is a base hit as they've come back to tie it here in the top of the ninth.
You know, D-Row, there are some guys that shy away from hitting when it really counts. Top of the ninth, and this guy comes through to tie this thing up.
Yeah, he was able to slow the moment down right there. Get this back to square. There's still a bottom of the ninth looming. Let's see if they can tack on a few more.
In now is John Jay. He'll swing and lift the ball foul off to the left and out of play. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Jay behind 0-2 now. And some action now in the Pirates bullpen. They've got a lefty and a right-hander up to throw. 3 runs already home here. Count remains at 0-2. Into center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. Throw comes in quickly here, so that'll hold that go-ahead run at third now with still only 1 away.
Whoa, that ball was close, whizzed right by his head. I think he probably heard it go by, guys. That's pretty unsettling for a pitcher. Trust me, I know.
Ready for another chance? Whit Merrifield. His day at the plate hasn't amounted to much, 0 for 4, but this is a great opportunity to make amends.
Well, when your team really needs you, like they need it right here, you have to be able to put your personal...
Well, he'll put this in his pocket and be content with just the 1 out.
Well, they really didn't have a shot at turning 2 on the high chopper. They only get 1, and that allows the runner from third to score.
Looking to keep this a 1-run game. The pitch swung on and belted to right for Duda. This one is deep. And that one's wet. Bounced right into the Allegheny. So it's a 3-run shot to straightaway right field. Number 31 for him on the season, as it is now 7-3.
What a piece of clutch hitting. This team is holding on to a slim lead, and he blows this thing wide open with a 3-run blast. That could be the nail in the coffin.
Here's the catcher, Salvador Perez.
He offers at it and hits it in the air to left. Dickerson
is there to make the catch, and mercifully the side is finally retired. So, boy, the wheels really came off the bus here in the top of the ninth, as a huge ninth-inning rally has totally changed the complexion of this ballgame. Bottom part of the order, 7, 8, and 9 due up in the bottom of inning number 9. It's the Royals 7 and the Pirates 3.
Now pitching for the Royals, number 43, Sam Salmon.
Josh Harrison stands in. He leads off this half inning in what they hope will be a rebuttal to all those runs they just gave up.
Well, Matt, I think mentally they need to get 1 or 2 of these runs back right here. Just getting on the board after getting socked in the mouth by the opposing team can lift the team up a bit. We'll see if they can string something together.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Takes a look at one catching the outside corner.
Not a bad idea right there. Make this guy work and see if he can throw the ball over the plate. Throws the first pitch for a strike. They need to get some runners on base, and not a bad plan. Unfortunately, the pitcher came in with a strike on the first pitch.
Behind 0-2 now. Next 0-2 misses, and that'll move it to 1-2 now.
I don't know if that was a great take or he got fooled. He's certainly trying to play it off like he knew what was coming. You could bet he'd be on alert for that curveball again.
And that misses 2-2. The 2-2 one more time. Ran one in there as this is hit on the ground towards second. And there's one gone to start the bottom of the ninth.
Not a lot you can do with that pitch. That fastball just ate him up inside and gets the soft grounder for the out.
Elias Diaz the next to hit. He comes in 0 for 2 thus far. First pitch of the at-bat. A swing and a miss at the big curveball. 1 out, nobody on. Slurve, and he jumps ahead here 0-2. Bouncer up the middle. On the first, and a good stretch over there is going to get him by a step for the second out.
Now batting, pitcher, George Canto.
Francisco Cervelli will get the call to pinch hit here, as we'll see what he can do with 2 out and the base is empty. Swing and a liner. Foul. And he's got that batting lineup near the 300 mark entering play. Pittsburgh down to their last strike. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
Yeah, and that's just a punch to the gut of the home fans as they watch their team fall behind in the top of the ninth.
And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. Mike Moustakas may be looking to go deep here as he and his team trail by 1 here in the 9th. Line to the right side. And that'll get on through into right field for a base hit. He'll come home with it. He's safe at the plate. And that ties the ball game in the top of the 9th.
You know, D-Row, in today's game, it's not easy scoring in the late innings, so that RBI base hit to tie things up, that comes at a really good time.
Yeah, I say it's not easy. They got 11 guys in the bullpen. I don't think a guy throws under 97 miles an hour with sinking cut. That is unbelievable he's able to get that knock in that big spot.
Here's Lucas Duda now as he rips it on the ground to second. On to second for the force out, and the side is retired. Starling Marte is up off the bench to lead it off as the possible winning run here in the bottom of inning number 9. Sam Salmon comes on to work on the mound, hoping to send this one into extra innings.
Number 43, Sam Salmon.
And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. Oh, 1 count. Here's the pitch. And it's fouled away. Here's the pitch. Hit down the third base line. But this will wind up foul. Still 0-2. Here comes another 0-2. And this ball's chopped foul at the plate, and that'll hold the count at 0-2. The 0-2 once more. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. And he takes strike 3 called on the fastball. 1 gone.
Yeah, as they say, there's a hole in his swing at that location, so a good job there of exploiting that. That can be real hard for some guys to overcome when teams start figuring out what locations you just can't handle.
Here's Gregory Polanco as he'll take one up in the zone, but indeed in the strike zone for the first strike. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Gordon is there. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are 2 away.
The batter.
So the next to the plate for Pittsburgh, Jordy Mercer. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1-for-4 day. First pitch on its way. Takes a look down at the knees for a strike. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Hit in the air down the right field line. Soler on the move. He makes the catch, and we are headed to extra inning. Edgar Santana takes the mound as he'll be the first man to pitch here in extra innings. Here's the catcher, Salvador Perez. 0 for 4 with a strikeout thus far. Here comes the first pitch. This is line to left, but he'll hardly need to move out there in left as this is called in for the first out.
I know they say sometimes that these things even out, but that was a bullet line drive that gets caught. He would have represented the go-ahead run.
In is Jorge Soler. He swings and grounds it to short. Throw on to first, 2 gone.
The left fielder, number 4, Alex Gordon.
Here's the left fielder, Alex Gordon. He's looking for hit number 3 here in this at-bat. He's ready. Here's the first offering. And he turns on this one and yanks it foul and back out of play. Now he goes the other way, and he got a lot of it high and deep to left center field. And that one skips up over the wall for a ground rule double.
There's a deep fly ball. Doesn't quite get out of the ballpark, but it hits in the right spot as it bounces off that hard warning track and over the wall for a ground rule double. Not sure if he had triple on his mind, but I doubt he'll complain too much about getting to coast into second base.
Here's Alcides Escobar, the shortstop. And he puts it on the ground to second. To his right, busted. Throw in the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as the side is... Up next for the Buccos, Corey Dickerson. He'll start things out here in a tie ball game.
Corey Dickerson.
Here's the first pitch to him. And he gets the call that time for strike number one. Really starting to pour now, and the forecast is not showing any signs of a break in the weather.
You know, one of the big issues is player safety, and right now this field is getting sloppy wet, Matt, and I don't know how much more rain this field can take.
Behind 0-2 now.
I know it's a guessing game, but usually when you flip that coin, it better come up fastball at this level. You cannot be late right there. That was right in the wheelhouse.
The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Hit back up the middle. And that is by him on into center field. So good hitting on 0-2 nets him a leadoff single.
Love the approach right there to get on base with a leadoff knock to start the bottom of the 10th. They don't want this game to go any farther than this. They want to end it right now. Let's see how the manager plays this. That fastball must have a little late life on it because that was right in the wheelhouse and he still wasn't able to get good wood on it.
Swing and a miss as he ran the fastball right by him for the first down. Didn't mess around much in that at-bat then.
No, that was pretty impressive, Matt. I really like the pitcher that trusts and works off his fastball. And right there, he decided he didn't need to use anything else. 3 straight heaters and go grab some bench.
Stepping in now, Sean Rodriguez. He swings and sends it in the air out to left center. And there to take it in is Gordon for out number 2. Here's the catcher, Francisco Cervelli. He's got a chance to end this one and send these fans home happy if he can get a ball deep enough into the gap. It's a swinging bunt up the line. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Drew Butera is going to grab a bat now, so he'll be asked to get things started in the top half of the 11th. Grounded down the third baseline. This gets foul. It's 0-1. The average right at the 200 mark on the year. 2 home runs and 5 driven in. 0-1 count and the pitch. Hit sharply toward the right side. And that's going to be a base hit. So a great job off the bench, and he's aboard here to lead off the inning.
Hey, guys, I like the execution by the batter there. He got a hanger in the middle of the plate. He could have come unglued, but he didn't. He stayed focused and drove a line drive base hit.
Here's the first pitch. Hit the other way out toward right field. Under this one is Polanco, and he's got it for the first down. And that'll bring up the Brazilian-born Paulo Orlando. It's 1 away. The runner at first represents the potential go-ahead score. Double play is in order, however. And a fastball is in there for strike 1. Possible go-ahead runs on first, 1 away. Line to the right side. In there, a base hit. And with that, the go-ahead runs up to second now with only 1 away.
Pitcher went to the well one too many times. Back-to-back fastballs. Hitter was able to keep his hands through, deliver a nice line drive.
The third baseman, Mike Moustakas now. And he turns on one, sending it high and deep to right.
Not quite out of here. It's off the out-of-town scoreboard. Now it's cut off. A throw to the plate. He beats the tag. Safe. They've broken through to take the lead.
Boy, those have to feel really good, Dero. You get late in the game, you come up with a big RBI base hit right here to give your team the lead.
Yeah, no one remembers that ground ball with eyes in the top of the second inning. You want to show up when the game is on the line. Can you quiet your emotions down, take the crowd out of it, and slow yourself down enough to come through? And that's exactly what he did.
And it looks as though the decision makers in the dugout will give him a free pass to first, so the bases are loaded here on the intentional walk, and the force play is now in order.
These guys on defense are still within striking distance, but after that walk, one swing of the bat could really blow this thing wide open.
Ready once again, Salvador Perez, and he's got an opportunity to turn this narrow lead into a wide one if he can cash in here. First pitch on its way. The bouncer to the left side, and this scoots under his glove. Oh, what a time for that. And now the runner from third scores to give him a very important insurance run. Now a 5-3 game.
Dan, that's a huge insurance run right there. Has to feel good as a hitter right there to not only get a ribby knock, but to give your team a little bit of breathing.
It does, and it makes your pitcher go out there with a little bit more free and easy frame of mind instead of going in a one-run game where every pitch is so important. You're one pitch away from a solo tying the game up. That's not the case now.
Reynolds is there, and that should be deep enough to score the run. And the run is in to score from third. Now a 6-3 game.
Well, that wasn't your standard sac fly hit. It was hit pretty low and hard, so it wasn't a given they were going to send it. But they did, and they add a number to the run column.
First offering on its way. Lifted in the air to straightaway center. Reynolds moves over, and that retires the side. So they...
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Kansas City, number 49.
Ryan Reynolds will be the first one to greet him, as he'll have to turn around and bat from the right side of the plate here.
Ryan Reynolds.
Here comes the first pitch. Sent on the ground out to second. Merrifield scoops it up, and that's the first out.
Now batting, second baseman.
Digging in once again, Chris Bostic. He's doubled and singled in 4 at-bats in this contest. Here's a sinker to start him out, but he wouldn't bite. It's ball 1. A ball and a strike. The 1-1. Waves and misses for strike number 2.
He's gone to the well with that pitch 3 times in a row. I'm interested to see if he changes it up right here.
That is swung on and missed, and things are starting to look bleak here for the home 9. There are 2 away now.
Well, I'm glad we get another look at that beauty of a pitch right there. You can't spot a sinker in a better location because even if you do get the bat on the ball, there's not a whole lot you could do with that. Textbook sinker.
And he got him out in front that time. Strike 1. Two out, nobody on. Pittsburgh down to their last strike. Swing and a
a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
Well, they had to put in a couple of extra innings of work, but hey, listen, a win is a win, and any win is good, especially on the road.
And tonight's comes to an end, 6-3 the final. The Royals put on a show with the bats, collecting 17 hits in the game. Sam Salmon claims the win out of the pen, his first. Number 49 earns the save out of the bullpen, his second. So that'll put a wrap on